Watching the 2025 SCAC Fall Media Days. Today, we're taking a look into the University of St. Thomas men's soccer program. The Celts will once again be led as they head into the season. The guidance of head coach Ernesto Ramirez, along with leadership from senior captain Jeff Flores. And Coach Jeff, thanks so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having us, Russell. Pleasure to be
Coach,
here.
Coach, we'll open up with you coming into year two with this program. Last year, you take over as the head coach of this Celts men's soccer program. A spectacular season and a really special run at these last few weeks of the year, getting all the way to the SCAC tournament final. I'm just interested in what you learned, kind of going through that first season with this group, and how excited to be back here, year two, a full season with this group, and really kind of having your feet underneath you coming into this second season.
Yeah, for sure. A couple of things that we learned from last year. Number one, it was an exciting year for me. First year, definitely understood the difficulty and the high competitive teams that the SCAC presents. Scrambling to get into a Final Four, into the conference, waiting till last minute. That's actually something that really excites me going forward. But I think the learning point for us is understanding my players a little bit more, getting to know them a little bit more, knowing what motivates them, how are they motivated, which ways we can actually approach them to get success out of them, right? Um, and yeah, I think learning about the quality and the rich history again that UST has. So it's an exciting year going forward, and I'm excited to be back again and playing in November for another championship.
Jeff, coming into the season, I know it's a big year for you as a senior captain with this group. I'm just sort of interested in your mindset coming into this preseason. And, how would you kind of describe yourself as a leader? Do you try to approach it more vocally or by example? Where's your comfort level in that leadership for you?
When it comes to leadership, the only word that comes to mind is being selfless. And being selfless means leading by example, taking that sacrifice. Obviously, we all want to, you know, have a big ego sometimes, and we always want to win. We always want what's for me, what's for me, what's for me. But I believe being in a presence in people's lives opens opportunities for especially you and those around you.
Coach, I'm interested. One of the things about college athletics, as we know, is no team is the same. There's roster turnover each year, and last season you came into a really special senior class that graduated, a history impactful senior class, and so as that core leaves this program and new people step into new roles and new leadership spaces. A trio of freshmen earned all SCAC freshman team last year, which was really impressive. How do you sort of see some of those younger players now stepping up, filling those roles? How do you kind of like to approach that leadership aspect and kind of replacing that roster heading into this year?
Sure, and the history that the program had and the impact that those seniors had made on the field and how they represented UST. It goes on, it doesn't go unnoticed, right? And for me, it was last year was that how knowing that I only had it for 1 year, how do I prepare the freshmen or some of the guys that I was bringing in? How do I mentally prepare the group to this year that is going to be a real the real deal, right? Um, where we don't have the Danny Castros anymore, the Diego Lasso, the Cristos, right? How do we prepare those guys? And I believe the best way that we did it was through some mentors, giving responsibilities to those seniors to kind of give one or two things throughout the season, advice to those freshmen, to those guys that are coming in and know what it means to be wearing a UST shirt, a jersey. I think that's something that I am excited to see unfold in the fall. And not only the freshmen that are now sophomores, I truly believe that the junior class that we had last year was also I gave them a lot of responsibility off the field because in a sense I wanted to prepare them for this year, which is going to be,
Yeah.
not necessarily the leading scorers, not necessarily the ones that made all the stats, but I think now with that year of experience, with mixing things together between the leadership from the seniors and the incoming freshmen, I think we have a really good team. Um, and I'm just eager to see them on the field.
Jeff, I'm just interested what you're looking forward to most coming into this season, and whether it's on or off the field, and how would you kind of describe the team's chemistry coming this season? Coach talks about how excited he is to see this team come together as a group. So I'm just interested from your perspective, your thoughts on the chemistry coming into the year.
Well, we all want to win. Winning's the biggest thing on our minds, obviously, and obviously putting the work in every single day. But in regards to team chemistry, I believe this group is really close. There's no little groups. Everyone comes together, especially how we mentioned how mentors help these freshmen, the younger players. It's an amazing philosophy where the older players, upperclassmen, teach younger players and teach them to be leaders, while the younger guys will learn from these upperclassmen. And it revolves all around the team. This philosophy is so great because not only does it prepare me when I was a junior to become a leader, but everyone else around me in my grade, in my senior class right now that were juniors last year.
Coach, what excites you about this group specifically, and how has the off-season preparation, the spring, the training, after the fall season ended, sort of helped to shape the energy coming into this preseason camp?
Uh, Being completely honest, as soon as we unfortunately played our final game, I wanted to be, in August already, and I'm excited again because I saw it developing, bits and pieces throughout the year, throughout last year. Really looking forward to the experience that the freshmen had, and how many minutes they play and how they contributed to the team. Um, I just feel that we are more connected than obviously than my first year, and that goes by nature. But on the field, it's a different. It has a different feeling. In the last 2 3 days that we've been seeing each other, it just feels different. And I'm truly excited to see these guys under 1 year of experience under me, getting to know the ideas of how we want to play, how those are going to translate on the field.
Finally, Jeff, as we wrap up with you, you've kind of talked a lot about kind of your excitement, the preparation coming into the season. But when you've sort of closed your eyes and sort of taken inventory of what this senior year would look like for you, what does success look like for St. Thomas men's soccer as we head into 2025, and what's going to be the key to get to those goals?
And like I said about winning, like we want to win, everyone wants to win. But I believe the most important part of this whole journey, especially with such a young team, is growth. We have enough young players. We have so many amazing, talented players that by the time I'm gone, we got new leaders to step up and continue to grow this program to be even better than before. And I think the biggest thing that I want this year is not only to win, but hopefully that I was able to leave a presence in these players' lives and they continue to do that same philosophy Coach wants as teaching these younger players and continue to push forth every single day, focusing on the present moment. And this is why I love this university so much, this team so much, because there's so much character development that goes along every single season. When I transferred here, my fresh after my freshman year, there was so much adversity I had to go through, and up to now, there's no perfect season for UST. We're always gonna be given something to battle to win to make it to the top four. But we're always gonna be there, and that's what makes this journey so fun, this season so fun.
And Coach, as we wrap up with you, just give you the last word. Just anything you'd like to share with the fans, the supporters, that maybe we haven't covered that you're looking forward to, and just maybe the message to your guys as preseason is unfolding here and we head into this 2025 season.
Sure. Well, I believe we have a better schedule than what we did last year. I felt like we rarely played at home, because of we were out so much and so often for so long. We have a good schedule where now we're going to be able to have our fans in attendance, where we're going to have that support, where it's truly going to feel like a fair season, in terms of scheduling. And the boys are excited for that. No more back to back long trips. So that will allow us to take care of our bodies, will allow us to, you know, reshape and refine our minds and prepare for every weekend. Um, for me, the last message that I have for the team and what we talked about is mindset, right? Responsibility, accountability, right? And making sure that if we want to win something, we want to do something, we got to make sure that there's going to be sacrifices made. Um, we're going to be out there. We're going to be on the field. We're going to go 100%. We still have several goals that in the program's history haven't been met, and those are attainable for us. We see it as goals that that we can reach, and we're trying to make history in the way that we can, and continue to enrich this program. Um, I'm excited to see Jeff, coaching for 2 years, and the leadership group that I have. I wish I could have them for more, but we are in college. But I'm excited to see them in their final year and see the impact that they're going to have, on the field and for the program.
University of St. Thomas head men's soccer coach Ernesto Ramirez, along with leadership from senior captain Jeff Flores. The Celts and Coach Ramirez will open up the 2025 campaign when they take on Southwestern on August 29th. Coach Jeff, thanks so much for your time today. Best of luck as you march forward throughout the rest of the season.
Thank you.